living within your means, saving consistently, and investing gradually for the long term are just a few of the consistent and gradual financial rules and habits we've talked about on this channel. The concern is not if you will become wealthy, but rather when. However, once we achieve a significant level of wealth, most of us will struggle with the urge to brag about our achievements. Now that you can afford it, that expensive new car keeps attracting your eye. Maybe your parents might change their tune and start complimenting you for living frugally rather than berating you. Another example is the big house that always seemed to be attractive. Why not buy it now that it's finally for sale and you can at last afford a down payment? However, this is where I would issue a warning to everyone and advise that we all keep sticking to the principle of modest living and being budget conscious, wherein you continue to live a life of economical living no matter how wealthy you become. Welcome to the Wealth Builder Den, your way to financial freedom. We'll help you make good investments and informed financial decisions to build your wealth. Subscribe to the channel. We'll share investment tips and tricks on how to save money and becoming wealthy. Don't forget to click the notification bell to be updated. This will help you avoid wasting any more money. Now, let's get straight into the videos. The number one reason for practicing modest living is that it will help to keep us grounded. Based on understanding that after our basic necessities are addressed, money doesn't really matter that much to our lives. Of course, it's a natural inclination to indulge a little bit after you have a bit of freedom in your finances, having a fully loaded emergency fund, a retirement account, and even some additional money for other things. However, if we really examine ourselves, we realize that the reason these thoughts even come to mind is that we all have a strong want to be noticed by our loved ones, our friends, and sometimes even by total strangers on the street. We think that they should recognize us to be part of society through attention. Attractive, costly possessions are the easiest way to get attention. A luxurious brand new sports car, a sizable home, or a luxury handbag all draw more attention than anything else. But in its most basic form, money is just a piece of paper. It only has the worth we give it. It has no other emotions, no morals, or any other attributes. As a result, we are able to maintain an inexpensive way of life because, as you may recall, it was your thrifty habits that helped you amass your riches in the beginning. It will continue to help us stay anchored in what matters most in life. Let's look at Warren Buffett and his book, The Oracle of Omaha, as a real-world illustration of modest living from a real millionaire. Today, he is valued at more than $100 billion. He is undoubtedly one of the only people in the world whose net worth wouldn't even be increased by purchasing a multi-million-dollar property. He still resides in the same house which he paid $31,500 for in 1958, a decent, straightforward house, but one fit for the wealthy. I believe that we should continue to be frugal if Warren Buffett can. The second reason for practicing modest living is very realistic. Simply, it also results in lower tax obligations. The largest clear advantage of leading an inexpensive life is having a lower cost of living. You don't owe money for a flashy car or an outrageous mortgage. Therefore, you require less income to support your lifestyle when your cost of living is reduced. Consequently, you will have to pay less in taxes. A progressive tax system is what is known as one in America and refers to the tendency of an individual or household taxes to rise as income rises. Therefore, people with greater incomes not only pay more taxes overall, but they also pay higher tax rates. If your income is just over $190,000 in 2023 for those who are married and filing together, you are subject to federal income tax at a rate of 24%. Just pause and consider that for a moment. Even without income taxes like Medicare and Social Security, you give the federal government almost 1/4 of your take-home salary. A state income tax may also apply, depending on where you live, and as you climb the income ladder, this keeps getting worse. The federal government takes 32%, 35%, or even 37% of your income. I've seen people who earn close to $300,000 annually and shell out up to a staggering $80,000 just in taxes. And the main reason they must declare the entire $300,000 of their income as income is because their way of life necessitates it. However, if you consistently live within your means and cultivate a modest living, regardless of the size of your net worth or the amount of money you earn each year, you will be able to significantly lower your tax burden. Donate to charities, invest in real estate where you can benefit from property depreciation. Take full advantage of tax-advantaged accounts like the 401k and the HSA, or even launch a side hustle to deduct expenditures that would otherwise merely be an expense in your budget. The bottom line is that because you have to pay for a very expensive lifestyle, you have a lot of flexibility when you practice modest living to handle your finances and taxes to your advantage. The third reason you should pursue modest living is to minimize people's expectation of you, or perhaps simply like everyone else, not elevated since there wasn't much to start with. People instantly assume you are a nobody if you don't dress in pricey designer clothing and drive an ordinary car. Although some people might find it difficult to accept this, that feels really freeing to some people. Nobody anticipates anything extraordinary from you when you're a nobody. Consider all of the expectations made on celebrities to always present themselves well in public. Many of them probably just want to get out of bed, put on some comfy clothes, and take a leisurely stroll without any paparazzi. What happens if you're a child star? People started showing up to see you sing as soon as you picked a microphone and a guitar. People believed that you would soon become the next icon. The reality is that many talented artists fall short of people's high expectations for them. Outliers, a book written by Malcolm Gladwell in 2008, discusses how IQ is only significant up to a certain point in determining success in life. The truth is that when we live a life where we're displaying great to everyone, people have a higher expectation of us. He mentions a study of Nobel Prize winners that found that a mature scientist with an IQ of 130 is likely to win a Nobel Prize as one whose IQ is 180. In cases you own so many expensive items, people will assume that you are quite wealthy. They assume you must have a fortune in the bank and run an insanely successful company. Therefore, people might anticipate that you will pay more when making purchases. The likelihood is that those who are most proud of their wealth also tend to have the least actual wealth. Based solely on perspective or appearance, people could conclude that a person is a loser with no work and no prospects, not realizing that he or she is actually a multimillionaire like Mark Zuckerberg, dressed casually in a t-shirt while having the means to purchase designer clothes. True wealth is the ability to care less as long as you are able to live your life whatever you like. Being a millionaire doesn't require you to dress elegantly. After all, it serves the same purpose, to dress up. This brings us to our fourth reason for practicing modest living. It allows you to focus on the things that's really important. All those knickknacks don't divert your attention. It doesn't mean that if there's a new upgraded gadget, you should automatically get it. You don't require expensive private club memberships since, to be honest, you don't feel at home there. When you can get rid of all those things from your life, you have more time to devote to the things that actually are important. Focusing on these material and unnecessary expenses will prevent you from investing your money in retirement plans, which will allow you to give your loved ones more time and do the things you enjoy without worrying about accumulating material possessions only for show. It actually creates a mental burden that's challenging to shed, and when we allow ourselves to get sucked into the culture of requiring and wanting something newer, even if it's not practical. However, when we cultivate a modest living, we train our minds to settle for what we have instead of impatiently searching for something new. Instead of striving to replace what we already have, we grow accustomed to accepting what we already have. As a result, we have more time to focus on the most significant aspects of life. I think the fifth and possibly most significant reason that practicing modest living makes life happier is why you should do it. As I stated before in this video, if you adhere to the concepts of these channels' gradual and consistent road to financial freedom, you will eventually become wealthy. I'm convinced that many of you will become wealthy, if not millionaires, in the future if you develop adequate work savings, control your spending, and make long-term investments. But once you reach your financial objective, you'll be left wondering what comes next. Perhaps you haven't taken the time to figure out what kind of lifestyle would be best for you. The quest for financial freedom and financial success is similar to the famous quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson that states, "Life is a journey, not a destination." Harvard began one of the longest studies it has ever conducted in 1938, tracking 268 students for the next 80 years. In an effort to identify the fundamental aspects of a good and happy existence, Harvard came to the conclusion that close relationships, more than money or fame, are what keeps people happy throughout their lives. As I just indicated, when you put your attention on modest living, you eliminate a lot of life's temptations since you tend to focus on things that are close to you, not attempting to fill your life with new stuff all the time. We can make more places for important matters like relationships that will ultimately bring us more happiness and contentment. Now I hope you guys learned some useful information from this video. We appreciate you for staying till the end. Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Kindly click the like, subscribe, and notification bell icons. If you think this video will help you in your future financial decisions, visit our channel for more financial knowledge, building your wealth, and investment tips and tricks videos that you don't want to miss out. Have a great day and see you in our next video.